3 compliments women crave but rarely hear. Let's be honest, most guys are stuck in a loop when it comes to complimenting women. They recycle the same 3 lines over and over. You're gorgeous, you're amazing, you're beautiful. And sure, those might get a smile or a polite thank you, but let me ask you, do they actually make her feel something real? Usually no, they're safe, predictable, and forgettable. If you want to stand out, if you want to create a moment that sticks with her, something she replays in her mind when you're not around, you have to go deeper. You have to speak to the side of her that's rarely seen. Compliments that go beyond her looks. Words that speak to her soul, not just her skin. That's the difference between being just another guy and being the man who awakens something in her, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. In this video, we're not covering the usual stuff. We're diving into 5 powerful forbidden compliments that most men don't even think to say. Compliments that hit a woman's heart, her pride, her essence. When done right, they don't just make her like you. They make her crave your presence. And here's the secret. These compliments only work when they're authentic. No games, no scripts, just presence, perception, and power. So, if you're ready to stop sounding like every other man and start leaving an unforgettable impression, let's get into it. 1. Compliment her mind, not just her appearance. Most guys go straight for the obvious compliments. You're beautiful. You look amazing. Or, that dress is perfect on you. But here's what separates the average man from the one she never forgets. You compliment the part of her no one else sees, her mind. And I don't mean the generic "you're smart" either. That's shallow. What really hits her is when you notice how her brain works, how she connects ideas, the way she breaks something down, or how she sees things from an angle no one else considered. Why does it matter? Because it shows you're paying attention on a deeper level. You're not focused on just her looks. You're acknowledging her perspective, her thoughts, her inner world. That kind of attention makes her feel rare, even cherished. Here's how to use it. The next time she shares something clever, artistic, or philosophical, look at her and say, "That's honestly a really unique way of seeing things. I don't think I've ever heard anyone explain it like that." And then, pause. Don't rush. Let your words land. Let her feel the weight of being seen in a way she probably hasn't before. You're not just complimenting her intelligence, you're valuing her uniqueness. That's what sticks. And when a woman feels understood on that level, she won't just remember you, she'll feel drawn to you. It's not about flattery, it's about recognition. 2. Admire her strength, not just her sweetness. A lot of women are used to being called sweet, adorable, or nice. That's fine, but it's predictable and forgettable. What most men miss entirely is the incredible emotional strength women carry. Behind the smile and the softness, there's often a woman who's held it together through chaos, pressure, and setbacks. And when you recognize that part of her, the part that's calm when others panic, you unlock a completely different level of connection. Why does this compliment work? Because hardly anyone gives it. Most guys chase beauty or playfulness, but when you admire her resilience, her emotional control, her inner power, you're not just making her feel good, you're making her feel respected. You're telling her, "I see your core, not just your cover." Try this. When she tells you a story about navigating a tough situation, maybe she handled a crisis at work, kept her family grounded during a rough patch, or just kept going through anxiety, don't just say, "Wow, that's impressive." Say, "Most people would have lost it in that situation, but you handled it with a calm strength that's seriously rare." Pause. Let her absorb that. She's probably never heard it before. And here's the twist. When you admire her strength, you inspire her to step deeper into it. You're not just seeing her, you're honoring her. And in a world that constantly underestimates women, that kind of recognition, it's magnetic. 3. Acknowledge her positive impact on others. There's something every human craves: to matter, not just to look good or be fun to hang out with, but to genuinely affect the people around us. And women are no different. Most people notice her smile or laugh, but few stop to recognize the deeper ripple she creates, the energy she brings, the way she uplifts others, the way her presence makes people feel safer, happier, lighter. That's where this compliment lands. It's not about how she looks or what she does. It's about the quiet, powerful way she changes the energy of a room. And when you're the man who puts that into words, you show her a side of herself even she might not fully realize. Here's what to say. When you're out and you see people around her light up, friends laughing more, the group vibing stronger, someone comforted by her words, lean in and say, "You know what I really admire about you? You make people better just by being around them. It's not something you try to do. It just happens." Let that settle. Say it like a quiet observation, not a cheesy line. That makes all the difference. Because in a world where most people feel invisible or replaceable, you've just made her feel essential. Not because of what she does, but because of who she is. Compliments like this hit differently. They're not about flattery, they're about impact. 4. Tell her she inspires you to be better. This one is bold, it's rare, and when done right, it's unforgettable. When you tell a woman she inspires you, you're not just giving her a compliment, you're showing her that her existence influences your personal growth, that she pushes you forward without even trying. Why does this hit so deep? Because it flips the script. Most women are used to being desired, but few are ever told they make someone want to level up. It taps into a woman's deeper need to feel meaningful, not just liked, but impactful. You're showing her that she's more than just beautiful or fun. She's someone who influences your mindset, your ambition, your values. Here's when to use it. Maybe she talks about a dream she's chasing, a risk she took, or a bold choice she made. Look her in the eye and say, "You know, you really inspire me. The way you move through life, the way you handle things, it makes me want to be better. That's not something I take lightly." Pause. Don't make it performative. Say it with calm sincerity. That's the key. You're not boosting her ego. You're inviting her into your inner world. You're placing her in your circle of influence, and that's rare. When she realizes she's not just attractive to you, but inspiring to you, her heart opens in a way no surface-level compliment ever could. 5. Compliment her energy and presence. Some compliments don't focus on what a woman says or does, but on what she radiates, her vibe, her energy, the subtle but powerful way she shifts the atmosphere when she walks in. Most people walk into a room unnoticed, but some women bring a presence that lifts the mood, sparks connection, and makes people lean in without even realizing it. And here's the thing, she may not even know she does it, but she feels it. So when you're the one to name it, to actually speak it into existence, it lands on a level that few men ever reach. Why does it work? Because you're acknowledging her essence. You're saying, you don't just look good, you feel powerful. You're pointing to something almost spiritual, her magnetism. Here's how to say it. When you're in a group and notice how things shift around her, people become more animated, conversations get deeper, the whole energy lifts. Lean in and say, "It's kind of wild how the whole mood changes when you're around. You bring something, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's impossible to ignore." Say it softly, like you're letting her in on a secret. That tone, that quiet sincerity, makes it unforgettable, because you've just seen a part of her soul that few people even notice. And that's what makes this compliment powerful. It doesn't touch her ego, it touches her being. Now you see the difference. These 5 compliments. They're not pickup lines. They're not about flattery. They're about recognition, about seeing the things in her that others ignore, her mind, her strength, her impact, her influence, her essence. Most men never touch that level. They stay on the surface, hoping a compliment about her appearance will open the door. But the truth is, women don't want to be admired like trophies. They want to be felt, seen, understood. And when you can do that, not because you want something, but because you're present enough to notice something special, everything changes. This is what separates the average man from the one she remembers for years. The man who doesn't need flashy words or exaggerated praise. He just sees her. And that kind of presence, that kind of quiet confidence, it's magnetic. But remember, these compliments are powerful because they're real. Don't fake it. Don't use them as tricks. Speak them only when they're earned, when you genuinely mean them. That's what gives your words weight. So next time you're with a woman who stirs something in you, take a breath and speak to her soul. Because when you become the man who makes a woman feel truly seen, not just admired, but understood, you won't just leave a mark. You'll become unforgettable. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because I've got more powerful insights coming your way to help you become the kind of man who moves with intention, presence, and strength. Until next time, stay grounded, stay sharp, and be the man she feels in her soul.